Hello, Gilbert Christian Schools. I am very honored and excited to be able to work with your math teachers this year, and I appreciate the opportunity to give you a little bit of insight and background into what's going to be happening this upcoming year. We've already had one session with the junior high and high school teachers, and this is going to be followed up with some classroom visits. But just let me give you a quick background on what this is going to look like. It's going to be really quick, and it might go fast. But here we go. First of all, a little bit about me. So you know when I show up on your campus, you know who I am. So I've been in math education now for 33 years or so. I've taught high school, and I've been at Chandler Gilbert Community College now for about 23, 24 years. And you can see some of the interest in my family there on the screen, especially my granddaughter. That's pretty exciting. And our foster son, Adonis. So that's a little bit about me, but here's what we're doing. The reason we're doing this is there's some really great research out there by Peter Liljedahl showing that while teachers engage in teaching, students engage in studenting. And the one I want to focus on for this quick session here is what's happening here on the right. It is pretty typical in math education for a teacher to show students how to do the skill for today, and then we say this, now you try one. Now, how effective is this now you try one technique? Well, we see from the research that a lot of the students end up just mimicking what they have seen. They're not really engaged in reasoning, sense-making, deep understanding, application. It's just a mimicking, following patterns and rules. Some students in this moment of now you try one will fake. They'll pretend, and then really what they're doing is waiting for the teacher to show them how to do it. Some students stall. They'll go sharpen their pencil. They'll suddenly need a drink of water. They'll dig in their backpack and pretend they're looking for something. And then we just have some students who are just flat out not interested and won't even pretend. And then there's a few that actually are engaging, working to understand, applying. So as we go into this school year, this is what's kind of motivating my thinking and what I would like to see all math education classrooms in Arizona to look like. And we're going to be working hard on this at Gilbert Christian. The way we're going to do this is I'm helping the teachers to think about low floor, high ceiling tasks. As we walk into classrooms, we know that we have students at all academic levels. So if we can develop tasks that are low floor, high ceiling, everybody can engage. We can challenge those students who need to be challenged while simultaneously supporting the students who need to be supported. And then as we think about that, we have to be cautious to not start high floor, high ceiling as we get frustrated, intimidated, and students who are unable to start. Or vice versa, to have low floor, low ceiling, where we end up with underserved, bored, and unreached potential in our students. So we're looking for this perfect mix of low floor, high ceiling as we engage our students in these tasks. And what I'm going to tell the teachers is we should plan for the highest ability student first and then figure out how to onboard the other learners. I also am sharing with the teachers this idea of what I call, or what I've taken from Kyle Pierce and John Orr, the hero's journey. Our math lessons should feel like, in some way, maybe this is very metaphorical, maybe very pie in the sky, but we want our math classrooms to feel like the hero's journey. So if you think about any one of the movies you see on this screen and how a movie typically plays out, and over time, the movie goer watching the movie is going to feel tension in the plot of the movie. And as time goes on, that tension is going to rise to the beginning till we reach this crisis. And then there's a climax, and hopefully the movie ends with some happy ending and some resolution. And the tension then goes down. So we're looking to build lessons that do just that. And primarily we're going to use some of this research from Liljedahl. He calls it building a thinking classroom. And I know this is a lot of stuff to look at here, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but I just wanted you to be aware that this is what we will be focused on as a framework this year. working with the teachers. And just to get a little sense, in case you're walking by a math classroom this year, and you might be wondering where this is coming from, but we're going to be really focused on vertical non-permanent surfaces. Getting students up and active so they're not faking and mimicking and stalling, but we're actually getting students up and active and engaged in meaningful, rigorous mathematical thinking. So the way this might look in the classroom is this. Students are engaged in working and talking and discussing. The teacher is orchestrating the discourse. The teacher, in my case, I would be standing somewhere here in the middle and observing all that's happening around me and seeing what I want to have highlighted and ask the students to present their thinking to the class. Students are drawing diagrams, they're reasoning, they're applying to real life, they're discussing and sharing, and they're really digging deep, and they're the ones doing the thinking, not mimicking, because there's nothing to mimic. They are really authentically engaged and productively struggling to make sense of the mathematical ideas. And the teacher will be there to support, to question, to encourage, and to move students forward as we orchestrate classroom discourse. So, as we go through this year, my goal is to get into the classrooms, to do these quarterly workshops, and to help teachers to be able to conduct lessons that are invigorating and inspiring and encouraging and challenging as Gilbert Christian students have a rich, meaningful mathematical experience that will allow them to do anything. They will be able to not choose their major, not choose their career path based on how much or how little mathematics is involved. Rather, the mathematics will be just a foundation from which they could go on and do anything in their life. Now, this is really exciting for me as well because I love the environment at Gilbert Christian that we focus not just on the academic side, but on the spiritual side of the student. And for me, I look at mathematics and I just see the hand of God. I see God's creation. And to be able to more explicitly share my faith like that with teachers and students is an exciting moment for me too. So thank you for this opportunity. I hope to meet you and see you in person soon. I'll be getting into classrooms here very, very quickly, starting in the next couple of weeks. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much for listening to this video for a few minutes here today. See you soon.